Hello everyone, welcome to another X-Wing video. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Galactic Republic faction and trying to find some value pilots after the points change. So let's jump right into it. We've done a few of these already, so if you're enjoying the content, make sure you like the channel, subscribe, and give me comments if you disagree with anything I'm going to say, which you probably will. For the Arc 170, all of them, like starting at 5, I think Oddball and Sinker, 6 feels like a lot for an arc. Maybe if you're doing a specific Sinker Swarm, someone else can worry about finding that value. But for me, I think the value for this chassis would be Wolfie. 5 of 12, obviously. It's not the biggest loadout that goes to Jag, and it does have a decent complement of upgrades. But Wolfie, I think, is just the slightly better the ability, veteran tail gunner, and then you just play around from there. I think there's a decent amount of value in that. It's still a quarter of your list, so it's a big, chunky, beefy ship. It's on a medium base. It's going to help you control objectives. It's going to do some fun stuff with your triggering Wolfie's ability, which for everyone who doesn't know, while you perform a primary attack, while you perform a primary front arc attack, you may spend 1 charge to reroll 1 attack die. While you perform a rear arc primary attack, you may recover 1 charge to roll an additional die. So synergizes really well with veteran tail gunner, which lets you do a front and rear shot in the same turn. And then you've got a decent chunk of points to play around with after that. I don't know necessarily what's the best. I was looking at potentially something like R3, so I can lock something in the front and rear, and then you can play around from there. You've got, like I said, a decent chunk of points. You can go Commander Cody if you want to try and maximize the value of veteran tail gunner when you shoot twice. But there's loads of stuff to play around with there. Making more tanky from down here, like shield upgrade, hull upgrade. You take a torpedo. Like there's a lot you can do, but that's the value for me in this chassis. Then onto the Y-wing. I really like both of the 4-point names. Golgi has got some really good synergy with bombs in general. Can do some funky stuff, which if you know where the opponent's going to be, and you are also going to be the controlling space, I think there's probably an abusive list here with Golgi and some of this other stuff. R2D2, yay, it's a calculate instead of a focus, but outside of that, you've got a decent upgrade bar. You have crew and gunner, because obviously R2 is the astromech piloting it. So I think this is some nice things you can do here. I also 6 points for an I6 with 3 force. Just, I refuse to believe you can't get value out of Anakin. This is a lot of points to spend. Obviously protons straight away, so you've got 16 points left. But still, there's so much stuff you can do here. I refuse to believe that Anakin at this level is not of any value. Might not be the most valuable ship in the faction, but I definitely think there's good value there. The split between a Delta 7s and a Delta 7B, I kind of go 2 different ways here. For the Delta 7, I put calibrated on all of them. I don't think there's a reason not to. It's free. Yeah, you lose your mod slot if you don't. I don't think any of them have double mod. Yeah. But I think Mace has been my pilot of choice here. Calibrated. Then I personally have been looking at R4P17 and just Brilliant Evasion. And I just use him as like a flanking piece, trying to control objectives. He's very difficult to 4-starve with his ability. You're not losing out on the action. And the reds on the dial are actually really cool, like the swoops and the ability to trigger R4P17 afterwards to boost back in, stuff like that. Um, just it's really good at just hovering around objectives, being annoying. Like I say, you're very difficult to force starve in this, and 4 points I feel like is a bargain for Mace Windu. Then for the 7B, I've been hovering around like Ahsoka or Luminara. I think there's probably value with Barris here. Um, it's only one force point, but it's such a tanky platform that you can like throw the shield upgrade on there as well, or even just a whole upgrade. But like, I don't know that you need too much. It's brilliant evasion again, and like you can. I don't know that there's much you need past that. You know, you've got 2 points for an astromech take, an R4 and R4P, depending on your preference. I think that's probably value. But I've been sticking with Luminara at the moment, and my build has been um, basically this. Like hull upgrade, R4, and then like whatever. It doesn't really matter after that. I'll leave that empty. I don't really care. Um, yeah. I don't know what I'd put on there for that last point. I'm sure there is something, but um, yeah, it's all right. Compassion. I'm never going to trigger it anyway, but I'll just forget. But Luminara, I think, is a good candidate for 7B, just because her ability is pretty strong. But Barris being a point cheaper, I think, is still good value. Then what do we have next? The Ada 2. I've been like Anakin with all of the stuff, the shenanigans back at 7's probably good value. Obi-Wan at only 5 though is probably a sweeter deal. Shakti, her ability is good. She's what I'm running in my current list because I like all of the I4s. But I think the actual value here is probably Yoda, especially if you're going to be using other Jedi. Yoda's ability, after another friendly ship at range 0 to 3 spends 1 or more force, you may spend 1 force. If you do, that ship recovers 1 force. Just having the extra force wherever you need it is really, really good. And he gets to take like all the upgrades you'd want. Rather, because it's only an I3, I haven't really been worried about Auto Blaster. I've been looking at Ion Cannon here, just to give him that extra little buff. You can completely ignore his offense if you've playing that style and just go patience. But I've been doing brilliant evasion and then like a droid or more force over here. You probably still could get away with patience and then an R4 or R4P, but I think Yoda has got enough there that I'm happy. Um, the other thing I thought about was hull upgrade here, just to make him a little bit tankier. But I've not put him on a table yet, so I don't know how much I might need patience to keep his force topped up. But I think this is a good facilitator to the Jedi squads. But I think this is a decent amount of value. Again, I'm not going to talk about a gauntlet because I've not put it on the table. I've not really seen anything about it. I'm not delving in yet because it's too new. For the lap, I think they've done a really interesting job here because I take Hawk every time and I've never triggered his ability. I'm purely going in for this loadout value, and I think Hawk's the one I would take. No reason to ever fly a 12th Battalion pilot. Hound is okay, but Hawk is just the better value. Like, the sensor swap is good, but you don't really have as many points, so. And Warthog, it's the same as Sinker, really. If you're doing a Warthog swarm, yeah, I think there's more value in Warthog than there is in Sinker, but I don't know. But yeah, Hawk's a standout pick for me here. The N1s are interesting. I've been a big fan of Anakin for a while anyway, but I think there might be a decent amount of value in the Handmaidens. 3 points, 10 loadout. Their ability is pretty strong. I think these are big winners from this change. And if you pair them like one and something, but like two of them, if you plan on running one of these, is pretty darn good. Like you could have Anakin or Padme with this massive loadout value, sitting on objectives, throwing out advanced protons and stuff like that, and just tanking everything because of the handmaiden ability to add in the actual evade for their decoyed target. So I think there's some value here. I don't know that I've seen anyone running them yet. I certainly haven't put it on the table myself yet, but it's one of the lists I do plan on trying once I get bored of my 4-ship Republic list. Then the two like clone ships, the V-Wing is going to be my first one. I actually think that the generics are okay here. Contrail is your 2-point ship. Quick's ability is pretty good, and he's got a decent audit value, only 3. That Quick would be my first 3-pointer. I think there's a lot of value in Oddball for an I5 for 4. It seems really cheap. And yeah, even the generics, I think there's stuff you can do. They're the same points. If you take the lower initiative, you get 1 extra loadout value, but it depends. Like if you wanted to do bash and a decent bomb, you go in with the loyalist. I like the idea of oh, where's it gone? Oh, they don't have any. Okay, so it's only the named ones that I've got Astromechs. Ignore me. Yeah, so if you're doing bombs, you go here. If you're not, you could probably go higher initiative. The most interesting of the clone pilots for me, though, is the V19. I think that this is really good. We're all 4 points. There's no cheap V19, but almost all of them get access to barrage. And even the Gold Squadron doesn't have access to barrage, but you can do double mods. But you have enough to go barrage, missiles, and synced console. And like, yeah, I'm giving up a point here, but I honestly don't mind. Have a couple of those, and then someone to pass the target lock off, and then they just sync it around if they need it. What else was the no, go away. Okay. Oddball, I think if I'm taking Oddball, I'm going to take him in the V-Wing. Tucker is still my favorite of them, and he's got a little bit extra loadout, and he's got the EPT as well. Swoop, I don't like stressing my stuff, but it's fine. And yeah, that's all of the stuff I was going to talk about. So I suppose we're done. But I think there's a good amount of value in there. I'm still running a 4-ship list. It's one of the few lists where I've not tried to expand the number of ships that I'm dealing with yet. But yeah, I've been really enjoying that one. Make sure you let me know what you've been doing, and I'll see you all on the next one.